Okay, let's talk a little bit about what I learned from one of my very, very first millionaire client. Granted, this was probably a good 6 years ago, when the very first time I listed $1 million property. I got called $1 million baby in the office because I sold it in 3.5 hours. Anyway, from that client, I have learned so much. And one of the things I learned from them is you don't ever use your own money. Even if you have it, you borrow money to make more money. You don't use your own money. So again, disclosure, I am no financial advisor. Ask your CPA, ask your financial advisor. Whatever I'm teaching you here today, I could be totally wrong. So don't listen to me. But in case I'm right, who knows? Take a chance on it. Okay, so here is what I want to discuss with you guys. What if you have a client right now? What if it's you that's thinking about buying a $300,000 property? People will tell you to put 20% down so you can save what's called a PMI, or private mortgage insurance, I think. Okay? So, do you want to do that? Do you want to take 20% of your own money, which in this case, on a $300,000 loan, it would be $60,000 that you would be putting down. Okay? That's $60,000 of your own money. Should you be doing that? Or, for the sake of this presentation, in my opinion, you should not. Here's what you should do. Take 10%, okay? Take 10% and put that down, which then it's going to make you have to pay PMI. On a $300,000 loan, your PMI is going to be about $90 a month, okay? If you're taking $90 a month of cost of not putting down the full 20%, $90 a month times 12, you're talking $1,080, okay? So now it's costing you $1,080 for not putting down $60,000. You're going to be putting down $30,000, which means you have an additional $30,000. What should you do with it? So we are going to take that $30,000 that's left, and we're going to use that money to make money. Because if you think about it, look at it that way. Right now, if you took a $300,000 mortgage, as I am making this video, you will probably get a mortgage rate of a 2.89% or so, and that's a percentage, 2.89% on a 30-year loan, assuming that all stars aligns and you have good credit and yada yada. But right around 2.89%. That's very low. That is such a low amount of money. Like they're literally giving it to you for free, pretty much. So then you should take that other $30,000 that you have that's left over that you didn't use on your down payment, correct? Now you have $30,000 that you're sitting on it. What should you do with it? In my opinion, you should invest it, okay? So take this $30,000 and invest it. Let's say you can do multiple investments. You can do stocks, or you can, invest into a syndication, use it as down payment on another home, whatever you want to do. Invest it. Let's assume that you are going to, I've been lucky and my stocks have been doing really, really good. I guess it could be beginner's luck. So mine are way into the 10 digits return. But let's assume that that's not average. And let's just assume that you get an average. That's my dog over there. Let's just assume that you get an average of, 7-8%. Let's make it 8%. Okay, this is less than 2 digits. So you're not making double digits returns. You're making a measly 8% return. Okay, so if it's costing you 2.89% to invest, but now you're making on that money that you are not mortgaging, you're making on that money 8%, we are talking almost a little over a 5% return on your money. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to take this $30,000 and we're going to invest it. Let's say that you get 8% on a $30,000 return. You will get about $2,400 this year, in your first year, okay? So $2,400 in your first year. It's going to cost you $1,080. Can you hear Charlie? I have a bulldog and she fell asleep right there and she's snoring. I think she's dreaming, if you can hear her in the background. Okay, so if you take the $30,000, invest it, assuming you make 8% on the market somewhere, okay? Measly 8%, you could make more, but let's just say it's 8%, okay? You make about $2,400 on the $30,000 that you did not put as down payment. Now it is, because you don't have 20% equity, you will be paying PMI, which is going to cost you $1,080, but you will be making $2,400. So the difference between the two is a profit of about $1,320. $1,320. You make profit. So in my opinion, if you're asking me, this is what I would be doing. I would be putting down as little as possible. I would be taking the down payment money that I have. I would be investing it, and then I would making a profit. Yes, I would be paying more for PMI, but I'm gonna be making more money with my own money. Does that make sense? Because I would be investing it. And then of course I will roll this back into my investment. So next year I have 30,000. Technically, you will have 32,400 in this account, but if you want to deduct the value or the difference, you would be having $31,320. Does that make sense? But I would probably leave all of it in my investment account, and I would invest it again for another 8%. So if we do that, let's see. So we are taking 32,400. Assuming we make another 8% the following year, I would be making another $2,592 that I would be rolling back into my total. Does that make sense? So then it grows and grows and grows. It's called the compounding effect. So this is just my 2 cents today. Then I wanted to, we had this presentation in Team Gogo last week, Wednesday, and I wanted to show it to the world because this is what I would be doing. This is what I would be advising my clients to do because it is not their best interest to use their own money. It's their best interest to take that money, invest it, make more money with it, and put as little down as possible because the mortgage rates are so low. It's silly. You can borrow all this money at 2.89% and take your own money and go make 8, 10 multi-digits on it. That's what I would be doing. So that's my 2 cents. But as a disclosure, I am no financial advisor. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Bye, guys.